So hello children, today we will start the next topic. The name of the topic is the transcription. Yesterday I have given a little intro regarding to the transcription. As you all know that transcription is the transfer of genetic information or the process of copying a genetic information of DNA genetic information from the one strand of DNA to the messenger RNA, or that means the copying of DNA to RNA is known as the transcription. Now when we see the transcription, we find that while both the strands of DNA of double helices will not be copied, only one of the strand which act as a template will be copied. The reason is that if both the double stranded helices will be copied, that means both of them will be code for the different amino acids and they form the different proteins and they give the different inheritance of the trait. First thing is that. Second thing is that if both the DNA strands will copy, they form the messenger RNA. When these two messenger RNAs are formed from the template DNA, then they will be combined together and they will be just form the double helical structure of RNA. So the purpose of transcripting the messenger RNA will not be successful and it will not be transcribed. Now, what are the transcriptional units? There are the three main transcription units. First is a promoter. When the genetic information of DNA changes into the messenger RNA, so when it will be start, that means the whole DNA structure will not be copied, because we have discussed there is requirement of lot of energy and that energy is not expended by the body. So there should be a one promoter in the transcription unit which can promote the process of forming the genetic information of DNA into messenger RNA. A structural gene, that means it forms a whole sequence, and when it is to be terminated, that means that sequence will be terminated. So selective part of the DNA strand will be copied. Okay, so here is with the help of the diagram we can easily understand this. How will the promotion or the copying of the DNA to the messenger RNA will take place? That is in promoter, structural gene and the terminator. So first we will be started with this. We have a double helical structure. First you can see that this is the two double helical structure we have separated. This is the 3' to 5' and second one is the 5' to the 3' end. Okay, so it will be start from the direction as we have discussed. That means the process of copying of DNA into the messenger RNA will be take place in the direction, and that direction is always from the 5:3 direction. Okay, so here is the 3-5. This is a template strand and it will be copied. So it will be start from the promoter. So here is the promoter, and this promoter will be take place from the second strand, that is known as the coding strand. This coding strand having only to just initiate and to terminate the copying of messenger RNA. Clear? So here is a coding strands, and this coding strand it will be help to upstream the promoter, and this promoter, what they did, this promoter will be form the copying of this template DNA or forms a structural gene, and after that when it is reached to the termination point or termination, then it will be moved to the downstream. So the function of the coding strand is to just promote and terminate the information of genetic DNA into the messenger RNA, and it will take place, as we know, that means DNA dependent RNA polymerase. It will polymerize the chain reaction and it will be occur in the one direction, that is in 5:2, because this is a 3' to 5'. The copy that will be formed will be in the direction of 5' to 3', and the 3' and the 5' is a template. So you can say that this one is the template, this one is the template, and the new strand which is formed will be in the direction of 5:3 direction. Second strand is displaced during the transcription. So when this process will take place, so second strand will be displaced. It will be moved from the place, and it will be during the process of transcription when it will be start or initiate. No code for anything, that means this strand, it won't code for any messenger RNA. Okay, so that means you can say the coding strand is only the reference point while defining transcription unit which is made by the template. So in the simple sense we can say it is only the reference point. That means while promoting, it will be promote from here in the upstream, and then the structural gene is formed, its copies is formed, and then it will be moved to the downstream where it get the terminate. So it is only the reference points of initiation and the termination while defining the transcription unit. Okay, is made with the template. Now if you see the sequence of this template, suppose I have just already noted down this template, 3-5 direction, when there is a ATGC, it is given in your book. Okay, so this is a template zone. Suppose this having these sequences. This nitrogen base is located here in the template zone, and what will be the sequences of the coding strand? The coding strand will be the complementary to each other. So A having the T having the A, G having the C having the G. So that is a coding strand. Okay, after that, when you want to make the RNA strand, now which will make the RNA strand? The template zone will make the RNA, messenger RNA strand. So sometimes it's come in the question of 1 marks also. Give the coding strand sequences and the messenger RNA sequences, and you have given the template sequences. So you have to remember that while you are giving the messenger RNA, so in place of T you have to use the U, because it is a messenger RNA. So I have given that ATGC. So I have circled the A. Where there is a A is present in the template zone, when we are forming the messenger RNA, instead of A, it forms a U. Okay, so it will be a sequence of RNA. So promoters, we will find that promoter will be present at the 5' end, that means here, in the coding strand upstreams of structural genes with respect of the polarity of cistron. Okay, so that means that is the polarity, that means it will provide the coding strand. 5' is the providing the coding strand, and this is and it will be upstream or initiate the promoters with respect of the polarity of the structure. The DNA sequences provide binding site for RNA polymerase. That means this, it will be initiate, and this DNA sequence, what it will help? This DNA sequence help the RNA polymerase for the binding site. That means it will be helps to bind and forms the sequences of messenger RNA for the RNA polymerase in the presence of promoter. So this promoter, what they help? This promoter combine with the RNA polymerase and it start making the RNA, messenger RNA structure. We will discuss this later on, how it will be take place. But here you will just understand that the promoter will be initiate the binding site for the RNA polymerase for the formation of the messenger RNA. On the other hand, when we go to the 3' end, in the coding strand, this will known as the terminal at the terminal point of termination. Okay, termination is at the 3', so it will be moved to the downstream. Okay, so this is a downstream coding coding strands and of the transcription unit. So here when it is reached to the termination points, that means it will be the stop or the termination of the transcription process. Along with this, some additional regulatory genes are also present, which we will be studying in the process of regulation of genes in the Operon model in the next, after some topics. Now next move in the transcription unit and the gene. Now what exactly is the transcription unit? If you see this, what is transcription unit? Okay, so here you will see that transcription unit and the gene, that means the gene is in this whole process we find that the gene is the function unit of inheritance, and it is located, we find that a gene is located on the DNA, and it is literally difficult to define it in the term of gene in the term of sequences, because the DNA sequence is also present in transference RNA also, ribosome RNA also, and messenger RNA. So it's quite difficult to explain that DNA literally difficult to define the gene in the DNA sequences. It's a function unit of inheritance. Okay, now it having the, what they are forming the segment of DNA code for polypeptide. As we all know, that means genetic information of DNA is changes into the messenger RNA, and the segment of DNA coding for polypeptide. That means this segment of DNA which will be code for the polypeptide, that is known as cistron. Is it clear? Cistron is a segment of DNA code for polypeptide, and structural gene in the transcription unit could be monocistronic. So that structural gene mostly in the eukaryote is a monocistronic, that means one segment code for one polypeptide. Okay, but polycistronic means one segment of DNA coding for more than one polypeptide, that is the polycistronic. Okay, it happens in the bacteria also. So monocistronic is the structural gene, uninterrupted coding sequences in it. Okay, so we will find that when we see the monocistronic sequences, mostly in the eukaryotes also we find the split sequences. Split sequences in the sense we can say when we find the RNA, we find that in some places there is a split sequences. That means the sequences of messenger RNA is not in the regular form. So that is known as the exon. That means which is having the messenger RNA, and in between is the space is known as a intron. That is known as they are the splitting. Okay, that whole fragment which we get is not a process form. Okay, we can say it is not in the process form. Then what happened to it is that it forms the exons and the introns. So this is the sequences which is coding and form the messenger RNA. In between there is some sequences that appears. Okay, so these are the introns and these are the exons. So exons appears in the processed RNA. When you get the processed RNA, you will get the complete exons only. But when it is copied rapidly from the template DNA, you will find the combination of exon and intron in the eukaryotes. So introns are in between the exon. Between the two exons there is an intron. The intervening sequence do not appear in the mature of process RNA. So it will be appear in the beginning, but when it get matured and form the messenger RNA, you don't find this intron. Okay, so this intervening sequence, that means between the two exons there is a one intron, and it is an intervening sequence and which will be not find in the processed RNA or mature RNA. The inheritance of character is affected by the promoter and the regulator gene do not code for any RNA. Sometimes it happens, that means the inheritance of character which is affected by the promoter which can initiate the program or regulate the gene do not code for any RNA. Maybe it will not code any RNA also. Okay, so these are some of the exceptions. Now the types of RNA and the process of transcription. We have studied that we are just converting the information of DNA into the RNA, and the DNA dependent RNA polymerase is used. Okay, and we have discussed how the process of promoter which start the process, then the structure elongation is take place, and then termination, then the copying of messenger RNA will be stopped. So how a single enzyme will just carry on whole process. Okay, so types of RNA and the process of transcription. We will discuss it in the bacteria first. So types of RNA and the process of transcription, it involves in the bacteria. There we have discussed the RNA is of three types. One is the messenger RNA. Okay, messenger RNA, transfer RNA and ribosome RNA. Messenger RNA which provides a template, which we have later in the previous classes we have discussed how it forms a copy. It provides the template. Second one is the transfer RNA. Its main function is to bring the amino acids and read the genetic code. And the ribosomal RNA, it performs the structural and catalytic role during the translation. So how this polypeptides is converted into the protein synthesis, that process is in the hand of ribosomal RNA. But here the single DNA dependent RNA polymerase catalyze a whole process of transcription and all the type of RNA in the bacteria. Okay, so how does it take place? That is one of the important and the interesting one. As you can see that in the diagram, I have made this, that how the process will take place. We find that there is a double helices structure of the DNA, which I have made with the red and the green pen. And I have just marked their directions in 3-5, 5-3, 5-3 and 3-. And similarly, this is the first step. So first there is the initiation from where the formation of messenger RNA is take place. From here, suppose this is a point, here is the promoter, that promoter is the sigma factor, and it is bind with the RNA polymerase. So this is the place from where the initiation of formation of RNA will take place. Okay, so this is the place where we will find the promoter, and promoter is here is a sigma factor. So it will be bind with the RNA polymerase, and then it will be move on to the DNA template. When it is reached and then it is processed, we find that here is a sigma factor, and this RNA polymerase act on it, and it forms a small chain. You can find it here. This is a chain of polymerase chain. It's a polymerization of polynucleotide of RNA here, and then you will find that process is going on. So this is the initiation in the first step. Second is the elongation. That means it's the chain of RNA will be elongated, and after that it reaches to the terminator. At the termination point there will be the Rho factor. So when this Rho factor bind with the RNA polymerase, it will terminate the process, and this RNA fragment will be detached from here. Okay, so that means how this process of transcription will take place. It will take place through the three processes like initiation, elongation and the termination. With the initiation, there is a promoter is there, that is known as sigma factor, bind with the RNA polymerase, and then it will start the chain and messenger RNA start forming. When it is formed, the elongation of RNA. Then when it is reached to a terminator, where is the Rho factor is promoter, where the Rho factor is a terminator, it bind with the RNA polymerase, and it will be terminate the process of transcription and detach this RNA fragment. Okay, so in this way this process of transcription is take place in the bacteria. So RNA polymerase bind, then the promoter first, and initiate the process of transcription, that is known as initiation. After that, use the nucleoside triphosphate. That means you know that this is having a substrate that is known as nucleoside triphosphate, which we have already discussed, which act as a substrate as well as provide the energy too. Okay, so it uses a nucleoside of this nitrogenous base as a triphosphate substrate, and following the rule of complementary. That means the RNA which is formed is complementary to the DNA template. Opening of the helix and the shortened stretch. That means if it is initiated from here, it will be the opening of the helix. How it will be open, we have discussed. Some of the enzymes are also involved in it. When it is opened, the helix will be opened by the helicase, and then there will be the topoisomerase is also there to release the tensions. So the short stretch RNA remains bound to the enzyme. So here the RNA polymerase bind to the sigma factor to the enzymes, and then start forming the function, and polymerize reach to terminator. And this is only the process will take place with the promoter and RNA polymerase. What happened? Then it forms a chain of RNA. When it is reached to bound to the enzymes, the polymerase reach to the terminator. When it is reached to the terminator, because terminatase is at this second end or in the other end. So this terminator of the transcription, the RNA fall off. At that, when it is combined with the Rho factor, the RNA fall off and polymerase too. So at this time, this fragment of RNA is also get detached and polymerase also get separated. So here the process of transcription is terminated. So it's very simple to understand that how the process of transcription is take place in the bacteria. Now RNA polymerase. Now the next question which is arise that how a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase tackle all these three process. That means it is involved in the initiation also, it is involved in the elongation also, it is involved in the termination also. But the important thing is that this RNA polymerase, DNA dependent RNA polymerase, is capable of catalyzing the elongation chain. It is responsible for the elongation chain. But they having a two promoters and terminator. Promoter is the Rho and sigma factors which initiate and terminate the transcription. So with the association of this sigma and the Rho factors, they are able to initiate the process of transcription and they can terminate the process of transcription. So that is very important that RNA polymerase just bind with this promoter and the terminator. Bacteria, as we know that the bacteria, messenger RNA does not require any processing. When we discuss in bacteria, we know that there is no separate nuclear plasma is there, and we can because the nucleus is in the scatter form. So messenger RNA does not require any processing to become a transcription and translation take place. That means transcription and translation take place at the same compartment. Okay, because in the eukaryote we will discuss that first the transcription take place in the nucleus and after that translation will take place outer side of the nucleus. But that will not happen in the bacteria because bacteria do not have a well defined nuclear membrane. Okay, so that means transcription translation will be take place in the same compartment, and sometimes there is a no separation of cystoles and the nucleus, and sometimes it happens that means the translation is occurring before the process of transcription. That is also seen in the bacteria. So hope you understood. So just to go through this topic, this is the one of the important topic of this chapter. Read twice and thrice at least go through the chapter again and again, go through the topic again and again. After that, we will discuss the next, how the transcription take place in the eukaryotes. Okay, thank you.